Hello, my name is John Hodge. I work for Rotary in Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire. This showcase is all about sharing good practice and partnership working. We feature Rotarians and non-Rotarians from Northallerton, Bradford and Sowerby Bridge. I'd first of all like to introduce Phil and Emma from Northallerton.
Well, we're very lucky to live in a small market town in Northallerton, which has a twice-weekly market and some wonderful little local independent businesses, not only in the high street, but along various ginnels and wines and arcades, whatever you want to call them. And before the pandemic and during it, we decided we really wanted to support those local businesses because they're so important to the town. And of course, most high streets are suffering from footfall, and we wanted to try and increase that in Northallerton. So we came up with the idea of Around the Town with Northallerton Rotary Club, which basically is Emma, who's on with us at the moment. Give us a wave, Emma. She interviews various local business owners and managers on Zoom, which is then posted on Facebook and boosted by Facebook advertising, for which our club pays. And we are reaching out to so many different small businesses to promote their business, to make people understand what they're providing, how they're providing it. And a lot of these businesses not only were having to close down initially, but actually opened during the pandemic with deliveries, home-to-home deliveries, and all sorts of distancing measures to make sure they kept going. So we feel that we're actually helping them to provide a really good service to the town. And then the ultimate aim is to, of course, get people to shop locally rather than on the internet. Anyway, Emma, tell us something about what you've been doing with your interviews.
Well, Phil, thanks. What I find is it's a great way for me personally to meet the owners of the businesses, to promote Rotary and to promote around the town. And really all I'm doing is giving them the opportunity to promote and tell everybody about themselves, about maybe their family, how they got to Northallerton, how they chose their business and what their business is all about. And it's a great opportunity for them to, you know, just sell a business on the internet really and show everybody all about it. It's been a wonderful experience for me and our Rotary Club. We've got to know all the businesses have got to know about Rotary, what we do. They love seeing us in the town, and they all follow us on Facebook and get to know what we're doing in other avenues as well. So it's basically a win-win for Northallerton, and Around the Town can be in any town at all in the country for any Rotary Club that wants to help independent businesses, and especially with the situation we've all been in, you know, they really do appreciate it.
Okay. Emma's being very modest, of course, because what she hasn't said is that each of the businesses in these interviews recorded and posted on Facebook have been receiving anywhere between 2,000 and 4,000 viewers. So we're reaching a lot of people, and a lot of people are actually signing up to our Facebook page because of it. So it's not only benefiting the businesses, but it's also hopefully increasing the interest in Rotary, maybe with new membership involved. We've had one member certainly join through Facebook, and others are in the pipeline. But this is something which other Rotary clubs could do in their own towns and villages, because it is a national problem of high streets not actually thriving as much as they could do. And we're hopefully encouraging and helping Northallerton to become a really thriving market town again, and these small businesses to keep on, as opposed to going down through the pandemic or through not having people shopping locally. So we're, I think, are really benefiting the town.
Well, thank you very much, Phil and Emma. And I guess it goes without saying that you'd be willing to sort of support any other Rotary Club from another area to sort of get over that message of how you've got on and perhaps things you've learned from, you know, and just basically help them establish Around the Town in their area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Nice to see you.
I'd now like to introduce 3 business owners from the Northallerton area.
Right, Emma. Well, here is a telescope we sell in the store for £50. So this is a £50 telescope. It's suitable for, if I can get it all in the picture, it's suitable for the night sky mainly. It comes on a tripod, and we can show the lucky winner how it works. We've got actually one on display here, so that would be easily done. So there you go. I hope that goes down well with the people watching this video.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Marcus, and thank you for speaking to me today.
That about 3 years ago now, and it was something that me and Martin sort of spoke about for a long time before we actually did it, because we do a lot of outside catering. So therefore we said we should bring that into the shop, you know, and have it on the side of the shop. And yeah, it works a miracle, really. Like you say, the smells and everything, it just attracts people. It really does. It's great.
It does, and it is delicious, I must say. You know, we've both stopped by many a time, and it is delicious. But smells do just bring everybody in, don't they? When there's a gorgeous smell. So I think that's a great idea.
The good thing about the barbecue is, funny enough, it's not our customers that come to the barbecue. It's customers that we wouldn't have got if we didn't have the barbecue. So it's an entirely different face that you see outside the shop. You know, they're not necessarily come to our shop. It's people that are coming to get, you know, the barbecue. That's a totally different customer entirely. So to do it at the time was fantastic when we started it.
So I think because I was only young when I maybe started the shop, and I was so appreciative of everybody, and still am, everybody who walks through my doors, whether you buy a dress or not. I feel very privileged to be a part of anybody's wedding journey, and want to make sure that they feel like that too. I want them to always know that there's a real person behind the name. It's somebody that just, and I genuinely do care about everybody's weddings. When people tell me plans and they're like, oh, you must hear it all the time, I think, no, I absolutely love hearing about every single detail. And I think that's something that is, because I've done that from the start, I've been very, very lucky that for the last 4 years, I've won a customer service award for the wedding industry, the North of England Wedding Awards. And I was very, very kind of overwhelmed the fact that brides chose to vote for me over people who've been in this business for years and years, that actually that personal touch made such a difference to their journey, regardless of whether they found their dress with me. It's a real kind of milestone for me, that's what matters.
We now move on to Sowerby Bridge, and Anne is going to tell us about how Sowerby Bridge actually adopted the around the town good practice. Thank you, Anne.
So, following on from the great practice and the initiative from Northallerton Rotary, we wanted to work with local businesses to help them recover from the pandemic. So, we approached all our great local businesses, whether they had a shop front or not, or operated from their home, and did Facebook Live videos or little Zoom presentations to focus on what their USP was. It was great partnership working, and it really gave a sense of what these businesses were like, that they had some great produce to sell to local people, as well as finding out that they were very environmentally friendly. So this was just such great, it had a great feel to it really, and we felt it was a great way to reintroduce the local community to local business.
We now have a snippet of a business from Sowerby Bridge.
Hello, Hello, I'm Isolde. This is my shop, Artichoke Natural Foods. Well, I started the business last year in lockdown, which was an interesting time to start a business. Yeah, I sort of dived in with both feet, to be honest. The shop became available, and there aren't many good quality retail premises in Sowerby Bridge, so it was a case of just grabbing the bull by the horns and going for it. I think during lockdown I really noticed that all I had here in Sowerby Bridge was supermarkets, so everything became incredibly samey and buying the same products and the same things, and I really missed my independent organic shops. And I thought, well, if I'm missing them, I dare say that other people are doing too. So it makes sense to sort of, there is a gap in the market here. There always has been for a long time.
I'd now like to introduce Shabir. He's from Sowerby Bridge, and he explains how Rotary and businesses can get involved in business networking.
Following the 2015 floods in Bridal, the council decided to set up local business networks so that people in that community can help and support each other in case of any future disasters. We, as the Rotary Club, bid for that money and got £5,000 to help us set up a business network within Sowerby Bridge. We use that money to employ somebody who's a professional person to help us set up that business network. That business network has now been operating for 2 years. We get about 30 odd businesses, local businesses from Sowerby Bridge, attending a monthly meeting. Originally, it was face-to-face within Sowerby Bridge, but following COVID, we moved that online. So now we do that over Zoom. It has been a really good experience for everybody concerned, especially during COVID, and then we had some more flooding since. And this business network has worked out to be a really cohesive group where people, the local businesses, have supported each other.
We now move it into the Bradford area. Here you'll find something called Bradford Soup. This is like a Dragon's Den type activity where people come along and pitch for funds. But unlike Dragon's Den, it involves quite a lot of social interaction and impact in the community, which the group called the Ripple Effect. Here you'll find 3 people who successfully pitched at Bradford Soup, and they'll tell you about their experiences.
In doing a 5-minute pitch, I didn't really know what to expect or what it was all about, really. So I went along to the joint sort of Rotarians of this area, plus in churches in Bradford, and I stood up and just talked about how we'd just developed a shed in Keighley. We haven't called it a men's shed, we've called it the Lion's Den shed, because we also have women members.
So it put me in touch with Caroline Murray, and we arranged for me to go and bid on behalf of the charity I work for, which is Embrace Child Victims of Crime. I bid and I won £200, which was absolutely amazing, because we really wanted to promote the charity in this area, in the West Yorkshire area, and locally. So while I was there, I was still on a high from getting the £200. I was actually approached by David Phillips from Bingley Airedale Club. And David, as a result, put me in touch with another charity called Kids Out. And that led to Kids Out donating quite a large quantity of toys to us on 2 occasions, which we were able to put out nationally over lockdown when there were children stuck at home with nothing to do. I knew about Rotary before Soup, but I didn't know Soup was connected to Rotary. And that really tipped me in the direction of joining Rotary myself. So I joined Shipley Rotary, and yeah, I'm looking forward to face-to-face meetings after so much Zooming. But yeah, Rotary is great and Soup is great.
Can I just ask about you got £200? So yeah. When you actually were competing, were there 2 or 3 of you competing on the
There were 3 competing, yes. One of us was Allan Clark from the Man Cave, the Man Shed.
Right, yeah.
And there was another lady, I honestly can't remember what she was competing, what she bid for, but I got the star prize, so I felt great. I bet.
Yes, because it works that if you go down well, you get more votes, sort of thing, and you get a higher amount of money. Is that is that right? Yeah. I
got the 200 quid pot, so I was pretty pleased.
You got the top prize.
I did, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and the money from that as well was spent in that area. We ring-fence money. In our charity, we ring-fence the money to be spent locally, wherever we raise it. But another ripple effect from that is, I've forgotten what it was now.
Well, it's getting the message out across the country. I didn't understand that your charity was actually a national charity, and you're representing the local area, and you say that's one of the ripple effects. You've actually broadened it out and you've widened it out in this area. You were telling me about Calderdale Council getting involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So we got the money from the soup, and then other Rotary clubs have supported us locally. That meant we could do work in this area. And then when lockdown came and there were grants up for grabs, we were able to apply to, say, Calderdale Council and to West Yorkshire PCC and say, look, we've done lots of work in this area and these are examples of the work that we've done. We had specific examples, and then we won grants. So we've become a lot more active in this area as a result of Soup and Rotary, because they've helped us to get that foot in the door a little bit more.
I came across Soup, and it's kind of you go there and ask for some funding to see if it will support a particular area that you're looking at. So Bradford Disability Sport and Leisure did a presentation for them, and we were asking about support with our adaptive cycling bikes. This is so that people with a disability can just cycle like anybody else. And we do have lots of cyclists who do two wheels, but we also have bikes that are trikes, and we have a tandem and other bikes that are hand cranked, so you can cycle that way and you're lying down, or you can just use your arms, you can just use your legs. So and they're very expensive, and we don't have so many of them, and obviously they come to the end of their life cycle. So that it was about that, and about just to support us providing some additional funding for those adaptive bikes. So whilst we were there, then we came joint second with another group there, and we were able to get some funding from the Bronte Rotary Club, and this helped us to just have money ready to buy one of these adaptive bikes. Now, at the presentation, they got to see some of our participants on trikes. They got to see what a trike looks like, and because of that, our trikes they've got to be specially put together. They're not, you can't just go to a normal cycling shop and get them. So again, that costs time and money, and it's not, it's quite expensive. I'm not going to tell you how much it is, but it is quite expensive. So again, every bit of money we get just supports us getting the next stage of the bike. So, that might be the pedals, it might be the handlebars, it might be 3 of the wheels, some of them have baskets on, and this again helps people with disability just mainly on their balance and just getting confidence on cycling here and there. And what's happened from us receiving that money, we were able to promote Bronte Rotary and set up a new cycling session that's happening in Keighley in Bradford. So we would usually be based mainly in the town centre, and then we would take our bikes to different places around Bradford. So we've been able to access some other funding through another organisation to support us developing a site at Keighley, and we kind of did a recce of that over the summer holiday, and we ran a week's cycling programme there. And we used our trikes, and we transported some of our trikes that we already have, and some of our we took a tandem there as well, two people. So again, we had quite a lot of our cyclists have a go on that. We had a lot of people who were doing two-wheel cycling as well, and we just used the facility that we had just to see how it would work. Would we get the numbers, and how we would work on other things that we would need there, like our storage, and the security alarm. So again, we were able to do that over the summer for a week. We had probably about 20 people attend over the week, not all at once. I think our maximum was about 15 people at one time. So for us that was great, because obviously a lot of people with disability have not been out and about as much and doing physical activity over the last year, as you know, through the COVID pandemic. So that's great. So and that also supported a respite centre that was also based next door to where we were doing the cycling in Keighley. So they were able to have some of their participants come out and use those bikes, and just some of them didn't actually cycle, they just wanted to look at the bike and see what it was, and touch it. And then some of our hand cranks, which is ones that are maybe lying more to the ground, so they had to go on those because they were just not keen on going on a trike. So again, from that point of view, that they got that opportunity to use it, and they're keen to carry on doing that once we try and set up a program, which we hope to start operating sometime in the autumn term. We've also linked in with another group who are keen, who have allotments, but they also are linked to trying to improve people's health and well-being. So they have some bikes that they have allotments, and some of those are keen to be volunteers and help out with our cycling as well. And again, they're based in Keighley. We have another couple of volunteers who are keen to just help out, because we have some who go two-wheel on the road. So there's support that's needed there. So again, we're linked with another group who are starting a youth group, and they're maybe and we're starting a youth group, which we're trying to link together to help with volunteering and helping those with disability to take part in an activity that, we want to encourage everybody to do. So we do some of our sessions as a mixed ability. So at that Keighley session, we had siblings who don't have a disability attend as well, and it worked really well. So, we're obviously trying to encourage that as much as we can. Obviously there's the usual sibling squabbling, of course, but from the point of view that, their brother or sister was able to come and they were able to do their own thing. And, actually some of them, it's part of a novelty for some people, because obviously if you've not got disability, you're usually just on a two-wheel. So to actually be on a trike or on any of the other bikes that are adaptive was like, yay, really exciting for them. So again, and that was, they got to see what their sibling did as well, and they got to use it, and they got to share basically more than anything else as well. So again, from that, we work with Bradford University, so we're looking to do a coast to coast sometime over the next year and a half, which we've previously done before with people with a disability, and cycling around from one, certain spots and stuff. So we don't know where we do, but we're looking into talks with Bradford University to see if that's something that we can link in as well.
It's fantastic, Dawn. A great sort of ripple effect, as we call it there, because
absolutely.
Since your actual success at Soup, you've actually managed to make other connections and spread the word about your organisation, and really get. There's an old saying, sort of, once you get some funding, you can attract other sources of funding, and you really get the message out about what you're doing.
Yeah, and it is about that as well. We've from the Soup, quite a few people got back in contact, and we've had other conversations with them. So again, we're looking to see what else we can link in with them. And it's not necessarily just all about the cycling, but they do other things, and we're just linking to see how we can link in with them. So certainly with some of our younger people, they're keen maybe to do quite a lot of volunteering, as I said. So we're looking to see how we might fit that in a program. And then we do have quite a few older people doing cycling as well. So we're looking for those who got a disability, and then maybe some of the siblings to help out. And maybe become cycling instructors or cycling assistants as well. So we're trying to look at how we can offer training to people, because the manpower for some of that, especially when we're out on the road, is more than what we would have when we're on a site. So we're looking to see how we can link with a training program with that. Not only just volunteering, but volunteering and having a cycle instructor's qualification as well. So, again, we're looking at how we can assist with funding, and our other funding will help provide some of that, as well as help, pay for an adaptive bike as well.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Dawn, for your explanation, and hopefully, if people are interested, they know how to get in touch. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing about our partnership working in our area. If you'd like to know more, then do get in touch. Thanks again for listening. Bye.